Yes, it is great to have this meeting here today. I'm very happy to be digitally at least sitting on the opposite side of Cosmin Bianju. The last time we sat on opposite sides of each other was during the last trilogue on the European Labour Authority, and I'm very pleased that now you will be elected as the Executive Director of ELA. And I think it's also good as a sign of how serious we take this that if you remember, Marianne Thyssen, our Commissioner, launched this proposal in March 2018. It is now 2.5 years later, and we already have an operational agency. Of course, not fully operational yet, and I thank you, Cosmin, for your words on your ambition to get it fully operational as soon as possible. But the fact that in 2.5 years we moved from proposal to an actual agency in such an important field of the EU, in such an important field of the internal market, is very good. A couple of questions maybe. One of the things we see more and more recently, and I think it's something that you'll also pick up in ELA with inspections that you do, is we see more and more third country nationals that are being posted from one EU country to another with the sole purpose of actually posting them. Is there something you see for ELA? Is there a role for ELA in that regard? Because I think it's a very undesired situation. Secondly, the COVID-19 pandemic and the crisis have had a big influence on the European labour market, particularly also for cross-border workers, mobile workers. What do you see as a role for ELA with regard to these workers? And finally, also, how do you foresee work like joint and concerted inspections actually continuing to take place, even though the restrictions we have under the COVID crisis? So thank you very much, and I look forward to hear your answers. And thank you to the technicians for making it possible to contribute to this debate in the end anyway. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Lenaers, and we'll continue.
With Mr. Lenaers, I'm also very happy to be here in this position. We've worked really a lot to make ELA happen, to negotiate it, and now it's our job. It will be my job also to make it happen as soon as possible and start delivering, because that's what is expected from ELA. ELA is a very important body. It has a very important political mandate, but also a very important operational mandate, and I will concentrate on operations first. With regard to third country nationals, they are covered by ELA, they are covered by ELA regulation, they are covered by EU law, so they will be treated as mobile workers in the EU. Of course, I'm referring to legally residing third country nationals. COVID-19 had indeed a big impact, and is having, as we speak, a big impact on our economies and our society, and certainly a big impact on labor mobility. And we must be able to react quickly and to support national authorities in their enforcement of the law. And I have to say that while EU was not necessarily designed as a crisis management organization, I think it adjusted quickly, very quickly to this crisis and reacted positively. Also, that's the case for national authorities, and we will make sure at ELA that we plan very well, and we do our best to assist national authorities in making sure that the impact of the crisis is minimized. Seasonal workers, indeed, and that's valid also for another question. Other questions actually are some of the most vulnerable categories of mobile workers. They have less rights than other categories. They are exposed to many hazards, and by their nature, it's a more, let's say, precarious conditions. So ELA will make it a priority to address this situation, because it's one of the most important for labor mobility. And we've seen during this crisis how important the role of seasonal workers is, but we must make sure that they are free from abuse, and they are able to exercise their freedom of movement in very good conditions. Now, about the questions from Madam Bischoff, indeed, fair